Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Modern Hollywood series. This is a series where I take a look at movies from 1970 until today. And in these series, I'll be explaining how the filmmaking has evolved from 1970 until today. And I'll also be taking a look at the themes that each individual movie has explored and how well it develops those themes throughout a particular movie. How does a king with a speech impediment overcome his fear of having a speech impediment and how others would judge him because of it? Now, this is the part where I warn you about the spoilers because I will not be sparing anything from here on out. In today's movie, we are going to talk about The King's Speech. It is one of my favorite movies. It is my favorite movie of all time. This movie is about never giving up, in my opinion. And it is not only also about that, but it also is about the part of the mindset, in a way, that you need to have in never giving up. This film is about King George VI, and it begins when his father is alive. In the film, his father dies, and his brother Edward becomes king because he's the oldest brother. During this whole time, King Edward VI has a speech impediment. He can't really talk a whole lot, so you can't. Here's a clip of that. Now, somewhere in the film, his wife contacts the speech therapist, and she sets up a time for him to go to the speech therapist. But during the scenes with the therapist, it is obvious to us that the king doesn't want to go. He's fighting, working with the speech therapist, and the reason that he's doing that is because he knows that he's more than likely not going to be king unless his brother abdicates or dies. And because of that, he doesn't want to go, and he also denies that improving his speech is going to improve his life in a lot of ways. But later, his brother Edward advocates the throne because his brother wants to marry an American who has been divorced twice, and that is very against the Anglican Church. So after he hears that his brother advocates the throne, he then becomes very concerned with learning how to speak properly. And I think this is because he realizes that the nation is now depending on him to get them through things, along with Churchill, of course, but he realizes that he needs to speak up. He realizes that he needs to become more of a leader and a speaker and lead his people throughout the whole thing. And because of this realization, he is more willing and he wants to work more and more and more with the therapist. And this changes the relationship with his speech impediment because he is scared that the people won't hear him, that they wouldn't follow him. And I also wanted to talk about the last scene, and the last scene is him giving a public speech. And another thing that this film does really well is it shows a big passage of time, and it also shows that you can improve in a big passage of time. And the last scene does this really well. In the last scene, he's making a speech on the radio, And this is his first public speech as king, so it's really important for him to nail this speech. Thank you everyone for watching. If you had enjoyed the first episode of Modern Hollywood Mondays, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. I will be back every Monday with a new video at 12 p.m. See you there. King George VI has a bad speech impediment, and because he's expecting his brother Edward to become king, he doesn't see any reason why he should work on his speech impediment. His wife, at first, sneakily kicks him into a speech therapist's office and gets a speech therapist to work with him. And throughout the whole process, at the very beginning, it's obvious that he's not comfortable being there. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to be doing whatever things princes do. After his brother Edward advocates the throne, that is when he realizes that he needs to overcome his speech impediment and develop his voice, his strong voice that the nation will need from a strong leader if they're going to follow him as king, because that is developing a strong voice is a strong thing for a leader that a leader needs.